here yesterday. Mr. Jonathan, please talk to us, sir. 8 minutes.
Yeah, Mr. Elvis, how are you?
I'm fine, sir. I'm fine.
Yeah, you're doing very well today. How are you doing? How are you?
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Greetings to everyone, all the panelists. I greet you all, and those that are on the comment section. Greetings to everyone there, and welcome. I don't even know, where to start from, but let me just, start on Junior Pope. You know, it's so sad. It's a sad one. It was, in fact, yesterday, was it not? I think it was my wife who mentioned it to me yesterday night. I didn't even have time. I just want to go to bed and sleep. But I didn't even know that today you are going to present it, and then, so that one can get even more full details, information about this sad event. I pray that his soul will rest in perfect peace, and that his family, they will find peace, and the God will give them the strength and the fortitude to go through this time. See, when it is again, it is the normal standard. When you thank you very much, because you did a wonderful job. You gave a full presentation from details of the event, how this thing actually happened.
Thank you, sir.
So one can get insight into it. So for me, it is a normal standard of how everything is done in Nigeria. We're just seeing it playing out. Unfortunately, it is the lives of people at the end of the day that will be involved in any of these things. And it's not, at the end of the day, it won't be a palatable story. These are the kind of stories that we're going to be seeing, because it is just the normal standard of how everything is done in Nigeria. From how individuals like you, like myself, and millions of Nigerians, how they run their businesses, including the Nigerian Nollywood, the Nollywood actors, the Nollywood practitioners, directors, PM, production manager, as they call them, producers, sound artists, sound recorder, all of them, across board, all the Nollywood practitioners. That is just how they run things, down to the government that run the affairs of the state of Nigeria. It is an indicative, state of how things are done in Nigeria. We can see it clearly. I know that the Nollywood in Nigeria, I know anyway, anytime I'm having conversation either with families or with friends on Nollywood, except some few people, we always have divergent and opposite opinion. My position has always been that the Nigerian Nollywood is overrated. Completely overrated. Some people will think, for many Nigerians, they will say, oh, the Nollywood in Nigeria is thriving. They are making a lot of money. And I will say, just sit down. I try to lecture those that care to listen. Where do you want to start from? There is no standard. And I believe, I always tell people, they don't even have any agreement in place between producers, directors, and actors that are enforceable or that are even binding.
Mr. Jonathan.
Yes.
Mr. Jonathan, in terms of they are making so much money, yeah, that is correct. But only the women. Now, only the women that join Hollywood or shoot 2 movies in a year, they'll buy G-Wagon. Now only God can't know how they say they get the money. Check it. 90% of the women in Nollywood have mansions and drive expensive cars. Why just 10% of the 2% of the men, in Nollywood are the one doing well. The remaining percentage are struggling. It's not easy for them.
Because for me, I look at it and I try to make sense of it each and every time, because each and every time I watch the Nollywood movie, or I read about them, or something like this happens, I try to make sense. It doesn't add up for me. It doesn't make sense for me, because You will hear before you call Jack. Now you say this one is sick, that one is sick, he's calling for money, people to donate for him. And I'll be wondering, I've been watching this guy for decades. I've been watching some of them when my son was a year old, 6 months old. I carry my baby in my hands watching Nollywood movie. I've been watching this guy. Now my child is over 20 and this guy is still the same level. And now you've been doing this thing for almost 2-3 decades. And then they will be calling for money. And I'll be saying, what's happening here? Something must be wrong here. Is it that they are living an extravagant life that is beyond their means? What is it really? I don't understand. And you will see some of them, they will show off. They will show off, luxurious stuff on especially in this age and time of social media. They flaunt everything on social media. And then you will thinking that, okay, this guy is a billionaire. But at the end of the day, you will be surprised. So I know that there is no standard at all. There is no standard. The salary is, I know the salary is overrated, because the other side of it that doesn't add up to me is that, okay, when you produce a movie, I'm trying to look, okay, how do you make this money? Is it the marketers that paid you the money? Is it that this movie premiere on cinemas across Nigeria, that people, came out the way we used to do it here, the way it is done in the Western world? Black Panther, my brother, your name. That's why I like the name. I will just use that one alone. I won't. There are tons of them, but I will just use Black Panther. The day Black Panther came out, we are all there waiting in my local theater here. We are, in fact, it's not only me, all of my family, all of us, 6 of us, we are there. We want to watch Black Panther. And the next day, we all saw it again, the amount of money that was raking that night, that first night of Black Panther. So when I try to relate it to Nigerian movie.
Okay, let me quickly educate you a bit on that area, sir.
Yeah.
You want to know how they make the money?
Yes.
Yes, we struggle to make the money because the country is totally corrupt. When you shoot a movie, for example, you shoot a minimum of movie, maybe 5 million naira, a minimum, maybe from 5 million naira upwards. On that 5 million naira, the number one marketer that we have in Nigeria is Africa Magic. Then we now come to Iroko and all that, but Africa Magic is number one, DSTV. DSTV end up buying your movie for 3 million naira. I'm telling you, this one, when they talk so, producers listening to me right now will be very upset because they are, you see, the mask that they want us to be wearing for people to see us that we are very big is what I'm revealing right now, and none of them will be happy about it. That's why when you see actor on the streets, you ask an actor, say how much do they pay? He go say, no, that movie where he do, they pay him 15 million. Now lie. Money where he get, if it's too big, 500,000, now he gets. He just wants you to look him like a big boy. That's all. Then Africa Magic give you 3 million. From that 3 million, you are going to pay back again 16 point something percent from that 3 million back again to Africa Magic, somebody that is approving movies. If you don't pay that, you're in trouble. Then you now pay 7.8% to the Lagos State government. If that was, Africa Magic is in Lagos, in mainland anyway. You pay that to the government. You understand? You now pay lobby. After you don't do all the lobby finish, the 3 million where they give you, the money where you can get for inside will come be that 1.8 million.
Wow.
You understand? 1.5 safe. Then let's come to the cinema on. All these things that you see that everybody make on cinema, why you see our producers or our actors come out to raise praises on people making money on cinema and say, oh, in 1 day or in 2 days, they have hit 100 million naira. Let me tell you how it works. Like I said, many of them not go like what they talk, so they won't like it. How it works is this: whatever you make from the cinema, the owner of the movie will collect 26%. Whatever you make. You understand? Then Cinema, we collect 60%. What? The remaining 24% now for lobby. So let's assume they really make genuine, because many of them they lie. Say, my movie don't hit 1 billion naira. My movie don't. Let's assume you make 100 million. Person that agreed to you that they make 1 billion, for example, now 200 million make for that movie. You just want to hype it for your names to go far. From that 200 million, the one way they take home for each side, if it's too big, now 50 million. And money when they shoot that movie, now like 30 million or 40 million. You understand? So there's really no money there, except you are a wise producer that is investing at the same time of when the money they come, or you have other source of income for sustainability. That's what will make you stand out as a good producer, a worthy producer. But for the women, if the only one movie they shoot for 300 years, they must buy G-Wagon. Thank you. Go ahead, sir.
You see, thank you very much for that insight, Mr. Elvis. Thank you very much. Because that guy that acted with Pope, he said the producer wanted to pay him 100,000 naira. That was surprising to me. The fact that you are acting with even like a side actor with that guy, Pope, they were acting with him. I was expecting, by the way they hype or overrate the Nollywood, that in this kind of a movie, this guy will be paid like maybe 2 million or 3 million naira. But the guy said, even the 100,000 naira, the producer was running all over the place. He can't even pay, she can't even pay him the 100,000 naira to put even his life at. God just saved that guy. God just saved him that he will still remain in the land of the living. Because that is exactly the way I see it. So for me, I am not deceived at all. It's just the fact that we Nigerians, let's bring it out. We're just gullible. We're gullible politically. Now we're talking about social issues. We're still gullible. Economically, we are still gullible. So where do you want to start from in that country? In all spheres of life, Nigerians are just gullible. People will just tell them things and they will run with it. For the fact that there is no standard at all. You have said it all, Mr. Elvis. Again, I will end this part by, again, expressing my condolences to the family of Junior Pope. God will give all of them, all his family members, the strength to go through this period. That's my prayer for them. So I know other panelists will still have a lot to say. Then I will quickly join to what Magnus Oraka said earlier. Today I agree with him completely. I mean, with what Magnus Oraka, tried to achieve through that presentation. And I believe that it was deliberate. He knew exactly what he was doing, because what he did was that, first of all, he said that he has tried to reassess Peter Obi, which I have done myself at more than one occasion, let me say. Try to reassess this man. Is there anything somewhere? Because that Nigerian factor always come in here, once in a while. Is something hidden somewhere that we don't know? Nigerians can be very crooked. Nigerians are very smart. They are devil incarnate. They know how to manipulate stuff and how to hide stuff, but they don't know how to develop stuff, but they know how to destroy things. Is something missing? I tried, but I couldn't find. So there is no reason for me, as of this day, as of this very moment, to change my perception of Mr. Peter Gregory Obi. There is none. So what he did there was brilliant. And the second thing he did, which I believe that we should all be doing from time to time, if we believe and if we want a good Nigeria, if we believe in a good Nigeria and we are all looking for a good Nigeria, we must continue to do this. And I believe he did it deliberately. He brought us back. He outlined all the acts of Mr. Tinubu before the election, during the election. Don't forget, in other words. Because sometimes we feel, and before you say it, some people will come, you are just talking. You are just saying the same thing over and over again. Let it be over and over again. If that is what we are going to stand every day, repeating the acts, the evil deed, the maneuvering, the schemes and the lies and demagoguery of Mr. Tinubu, if that is what we are going to be doing every day, let it be so. We must not forget that Mr. Tinubu forged his certificate. We must not forget that Mr. Tinubu had drug case and he was convicted. We must not forget that Mr. Tinubu said that he will reduce our purchasing power and he will increase taxes. We must not forget. We must be reinforcing it every day. Because that is one error that I believe we are committing. For people like us, progressive like us, it might be difficult to forget, but we can easily fall into that trap too. Very easily. We can be drawn into that trap by forgetting. How? One of them is this classic silliness of Daniel Bwala. That can make you to forget if you are not focused and if you are not on track. Yes, very easy. We cannot forget. I cannot forget that Nigeria had a president today who did not, for one time, came out during the election period. This is what he's going to do. No debate of any kind. All he said was Bala Blue, that is going to recruit 50 million Nigerians, and what they are going to be eating is agbado and corn. We must not forget that this is the kind of man that Nigeria settled for. We must not forget, because it is in remembering all these acts that will make us to stand focused. We cannot. That is
Jonathan.
Why. Yes. Yes,
are you still a Yoruba man?
I am a Yoruba man.
I'm not sure. I think you are Chukwudi. Go ahead.
Thank you. See, Nigerians, we cannot forget. We just cannot forget. It is dangerous. It is deadly if we do. And everything we are doing every day, if we forget the acts of this man, he took Nigerians for granted. Told Nigerians lies. We must not forget the acts of the judiciary. We must not forget. We must bring it out every day, because that is the only thing that will keep us focused. And that is what the likes of Bwala is trying us not to do. Is trying to make us not to do. Trying to make us not to remember by coming out every other week. Now it's even like weekly, because he must do it. That is working for his paymaster. That's what he's paid to do. So I don't have time for him. I am focused. I am focused on the deeds and the acts of the man who is presiding over Nigeria now. His acts and his deed before he became president, during the time he was campaigning, how he schemed, lied to Nigerians. I am focused on that. So it is not you, Daniel Bwala, that will take my focus away. You cannot. You are not even close. With all this silly, incoherent statement that you are coming out with every other day now, it's like you don't have anything to do. So for me, I don't have your time. What are you even talking about? Listen to yourself. Mr. Daniel Bwala, talking about boreholes. Which borehole are you talking about? And how many boreholes has all your paymasters built in northern Nigeria? With all the trillions of nairas, billions of dollars that they have stolen from the Nigerian Commonwealth. How many boreholes? So bring it up. Let's wait for your own 190 million naira borehole and let's compare it. We're waiting to see your 100 that your paymaster has budgeted to build. Let's see it before you start talking, because you cannot compare one thing. It must be two or more. They will stand side by side. Then you can make comparison. After all, you are learned. After all, you are learned, because you are bringing it into question now. Is it that you bought your own certificate too? I'm thinking towards that length. Perhaps you bought your own certificate like your master. Because if you are learned, you will know that. At least let's compare. Let's wait for your 190 million naira borehole. And then let's compare apple with apple. You are comparing nothing right now. You are comparing nothing. You are just wasting time. Silly. I don't have time. You can. The only thing I'm waiting for is the next episode of your ranting. I'm waiting for the next episode of your ranting next week, because that is your mandate. That is what you have been instructed. That's what you are being paid to do. So that's that. And then you have people like him, like him. One Tanko Diko is a Nollywood actor. We just talked about them, and I'm very sure she has nothing. She's got nothing. I don't know what she's worth, other than just overrated and coming out social media, talking rubbish. I don't. This is silly. This is another sycophant looking for job. Looking for job. She has the guts. One Tonko Diko. She even has the guts to come out and be saying that, talking about Peter Obi regarding the ball. What does she know? That one. What does she know?
Oh, you mean Toto Dike?
Toto Diko, or whatever her name is. What does she know? Who is she? She came out talking about who is she? He doesn't even know she can't even differentiate her head from her nose. What does she know about what is going on in Nigeria? Other than the fact that you are being paid, or you are looking for ways that you could be paid by men that they will use you and dump you, men that are older than much older to be your father. Rubbish. See, Nigeria is just sickening. Okay. It's a country. Let me just round up with this, Mr. Elvis. Nigeria is just a country that is sick. We all know that. If it is not a country that is sick, how will you see terrorists brandishing AK-47, openly celebrating Islamic events, the Ramadan, celebrating the end of Ramadan? If not that the country is sick, terrorists that have caused the country so much, lives have been lost. So many lives have been lost. It's affecting Nigeria in every area. People can't go out to their farms. It's affecting the Nigerian economy so badly. And these are the people, and they have the guts. They are coming out, brandishing AK-47. I don't know which God they are calling. AK-47. We saw it there. If not that the country is sick, and then before you know it, they will say they have the capacity. They are looking for people. They will say they are even looking for people outside Nigeria. When the people that are right there living with you inside Nigeria, you can't even, you dare not to go get them. You are talking of people outside Nigeria. That's a country, that's a government that is not busy enough, and a government that cares less. Mr. Elvis, I will leave it at that for now. I want to thank you very much, and thanks to all the panelists. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jonathan. Thank you. That was a wonderful submission, and give us a mandate. Thank you very much for that question earlier on. I like that because yes, there's a reason for that question. It's not left for everybody to digest it. Asking Mr. Jonathan, are you still a Yoruba man? Yes, that's good. Can you see someone vibrating like that? We need to know where you come from. I mean, not gonna be like say, they can't say now did they talk. So more they talk, because somebody actually accused me today on the comment section.
calling me an Igbo man, supporting Nnamdi Kanu or supporting this and all that. I told him, I'm not supporting whatever Nnamdi Kanu will do. That's not the bottom line of what we are doing now. What is fair is fair. What is right is right. You can't keep Nnamdi Kanu in prison while others have been released. And apart from that, you can't keep Nnamdi Kanu in prison while terrorists are celebrating their festivity.
Mr. Elvis, not be say the house where a part bid for Anambra, no be Nnamdi Kanu house na bid on here. No be you they call Chukuma.
No. Shouldn't do that be my name.
Because I know said the house where a bid that.
In name na Chukwumerije.
No. My name
for that Soludo Junction for Anambra. Now there,
hello, Nagawash.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I want you to clarify something. You said a very important thing that that's still ringing in my brain now. I just wanted to clarify us. You said the men in Nollywood they hardly make good money, and the women once they do 1 or 2 films or 3 films, they go and buy what do you call the car that they do buy. So what's the secret that will make them make success?
In case you're not aware, I made mistake. Not only G-Wagon, no, they buy mansion, join them, and then they go for and to add addition to it, then they go from Nigeria to UK on first class. First class ticket cost 40 million naira. First class, they'll did there. You understand? So these people, they are working hard.
Okay, is it that the people spend more for the women and spend less for the men?
I will tell you their secret when I submit. Don't worry, I will analyze it.
My brother asked me, they talk to you, so I'm still consulting. Okay.
I finished consulting, Mr. Naija Watch. I will tell you what they are doing.
But this, my brother said, Mr. Evans, this my brother said, if he has some kind of question, Yoruba go say, we don't go use all mouth.
And another thing again, Mike, give us about it. Let me quickly add this, that Mr. Prince, I want you to understand. It didn't end there. If you were married before as a woman, you become an Nollywood actress, you must divorce your husband to be alone so that you'll be free to do whatever you like.
Okay, now understand. Okay, clearly.
Let Mr. Prince digest that by himself. Now,
no, you must divorce.
I understand now. Perfectly now. Thank you, sir.
Okay,
I appreciate all of you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. Let's move on to the next person. Black Panther, please talk to us, sir. Good evening to you, sir.
Yeah. Good evening, sir. Good evening, Naija Watch, and good evening to everybody. Wherever you are, good evening, good morning, good afternoon to every patriot on the channel this day. And I want to thank those out there commenting and our beautiful listener, intelligent listener, and also the people that write on the comment. You people are awesome. I love you guys. Yenoge, our mommy, may God bless you. Thank you for making us also to upgrade ourselves in terms of being consistent in everything we do, because we are learning that portion from you, and we are learning rightly, because we are children that learn well, not stubborn children. I want to thank you, man, for doing a great job for us here. I want to start by talking on the terrorists celebrating the Islamic festival. Like I said the other time, I said one thing, that what we are having, they are about to build a terrorist cell in Nigeria. And when you build a terrorist cell, they are going to build their own network. They're going to have their own server. They're going to have a lot of things that will make them sophisticated. And when they have that, you start hearing a rocket being thrown from one part of the country to another part of the country. We are getting there. We are getting there. And when we get there, we are going to shout, because the Nigerian government is aiding and abetting building of a cell in Nigeria. When we get there, then the story what I said, that Nigeria is not a friend to many nations, but we are diplomatic, diplomatic, whatever they call it. That is what we are. Because as a friend to this world, to other nation, how on earth will you allow a cell of terrorism be built in your country? All these things we are hearing is just for a while. The uprising will soon start, and the world will focus on Nigeria. That is when we know whether Nigeria will stand or Nigeria will split. Because a war has come, and Nigeria is going that trajectory. That is, it's not even we Nigerians that will split that country. It is the outside world that will split the country. In order for it to demarcate between those doing the terrorist part and those who are following their own religion with due diligence, and they are behaving the way we humans should behave. We are getting there. What they spoke is not mere word, but those words is going to be backed up with action. Let them finish building themselves. And I want to go to DK. I guess every one of you shouldn't even talk much on DK or whatever she call her name. She's not relevant in the scope of things to me, and it's my word. She's not relevant because I have lost hope on all the Nigerian Nollywood, movie producers. Majority of them, not all. Majority of them, I have lost hope on them. Even the Nigerian artists, the one that play music, and in short, all of them, I say only 1% that I even have hope on. They are doing something, but the remaining 99%, they are all more or less not useful to Nigeria. They are greedy, they are wicked, they are satanic. Look, a lot of these people have made their money, especially the Nigerian music producers. They've made money. Still, none of them can boast of having one thing on ground to give back to the country that have made them who they are today. None of them have human face. They are flying on private jets all over the place. They are wearing clothes, but they've forgotten they came from somewhere. When your history will be told, it will start from the country you came from. How well have you contributed to the development of your country? It's not by giving money to people. We have so many artists. I have lesser time. We have so many superstars all over the world. We know what they are doing. We know what they are doing. They are physical structures on ground. I want to ask every one of them, all the millionaires, all those artists that have private jet and everything, which every one of them, have they any idea of putting a structure, of having a medical structure in Nigeria that will take care of the needy, the poor? Which of them have a scholarship fund for the poor Nigerians? Looking at them as their hero. None of them. Rather, they go on buying private jets and singing to the bourgeois. Nigeria should not have hope on them. Those of you that are taking them as your whatever you take them, that is your own. But to them, to me, they are more or less irrelevant in the scope of affairs of the country. Look at what they did during the 2000 when we had election. Look at what they did. They wouldn't tell us what they cannot say the reason why they should go contrary to progressive-minded people of Nigeria. They don't have any reason. And look at what we are facing now. Everybody's eating the old porridge. Everybody's eating the old porridge. I want to go to the Junior Pope and some other artists, Nollywood artists that fell into they have both capsized in River Niger or River Benue, whatever river they call them. I want to say this. I was really angry today. Where people will say, oh, we lost it. People will be saying, mourn with the dead. I was angry with Everybody. Because the comment I put on the internet when they were saying the story, I told them, say, all of you, in short, there's something wrong with Nigerian movie and there are people that are playing a role. There's something wrong with their mentality. That is why, despite Lagos State Governor is APC candidate, but I still, where they are performing very well, you give them praises there. In Lagos State, you cannot ride on a boat without your safety jacket on. It is not possible. It is not possible. If any of you have ride on it, you will know what I'm saying. 2, people don't care, Nigerians don't care about life anymore. Oh, Jesus, help me. You are not doing your own part. Jesus will not come down and help you when you fall into that ocean. It is because of your negligence and value for life. You don't care. People, you are a breadwinner of your family, and you don't take good care. You don't think twice before you dive into things. All everybody seeing is money, 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 money. Now they bring the ultimate sacrifice because of their negligence. Simple safety condition an average Nigerian cannot keep. You have to force them, all because of money. Money will remain, life will go. Money will remain, life will go. Every one of us came to this world to meet money. We will go. But before we do, we should not go stupidly by our own mistake. How can you be a Nollywood? You are a superstar. You are entering a boat. Common sense, safety. Safety first. Even an average child growing up in Western world, they teach them safety. Safety first. Safety. Don't run. Be on a straight road. Follow your crew. Hold your hand. Safety first. But an adult, a big adult, well grown with beers, does not know anything about safety. All he knows is money, 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 money. Are we taking this money to anywhere? No, it's going to be on earth, and we will go to where we go after matter pay our dues on earth. So the Nigerian Nollywood and artists, all of you, you got to take notice of safety first in everything you do, and you got to give back to the land that have given so much to you. Still, they are still giving you. To give. The Bible says, whatever you sow, you will reap. Departed, may their soul rest in peace. I want to talk on Bwala. Bwala is a joke. I want to ask one question. When did Bwala turn an engineer or a certified borehole technician that will certify that this borehole is well done or this borehole is not well done? Like I could remember, he's a lawyer. The law profession has been really tarnished. Look at the judgment. Your elder brother, they were sitting with white hair on the table. Look at the judgment. They are deciding your own destiny, my destiny. They sit there and decide who win election. And you go to UK, where on earth has the judiciary decide who wins election in UK. And you come here, Mr. Nigel, see. I want to say this thing. You see all these people that come from, they say north. Yeah. They call themselves professor, doctor. Go and check their foundation, their WAEC. Most of them don't get past 3 credit. Most of them don't pass. I challenge Bwala today. Let Bwala bring his certificate for WAEC. Let us see how many credits and A's he got. Come and tell us that they got decision in law school, which they use money to persuade their lecturer to get A. Let him come with his own certificate. Let us see what he got before he start telling us about engineering work. And you say we are not learned because we are not lawyers. You are more or less an illiterate when it comes to engineering in Nigeria. So you just enter house and keep quiet. And Mr. Najawo, thank you for giving me this opportunity. I will speak on the issue on what is happening, just opposing it with what terrorism is, just suppose with question you ask, what kind of Islam they are doing, what kind of God they are worshiping. I will give you details on it, and I want you to go and find out. There's a broad explanation on this issue. Nigeria should learn it so that Nigeria should demarcate between the shaft and the main fruit. We should know who our enemy is, what our enemy can do in the next minute. I gave you part 1. Today, I'm going to give you part 2 today by telling you the type of Islam they are practicing and which is not Islam. Thank you, Najawash.
My brother, thank you very much. God bless you. That's what we see. Hey, Nigeria matter is crazy, man. Every angle's like I don't know. Somebody called in. Okay, that was Mr. Shimize. You know, okay, Mr. Alex, I'll send the link now. Mr. Shimize, you know, his submission earlier on was saying that every angles, every sector, everything about our country is just not working. I'm telling you, because sometimes when we are calling out the government, it's not just the government. You know, yes, I know the government is the foundation of what led us to where we are today, but still, nothing is working in Nigeria. Every angles, every way you look at it. Trust me, let me tell you guys something. If we are lucky today to have a good government, then the government will not start facing lots of challenges from the people. They will not see that the table will not turn around, will not be complaining about the government anymore, will not be complaining about the people. Because if you have to ask me, in terms of these practices of satanism, I'll give government 50%, I'll give the people 50%. Some of you might not agree, but I'm telling you, the heart of Nigerians are so wicked. Not all, oh, not all. I'm telling you, but majority. Many of us cannot follow rules. It's a big problem for us to follow rules. Some of us believe that we are too big to follow rules. That's why you see when you see a big man driving, you know, when he beat light, you cash and go. They say, I have appointment to cash. I have appointment to cash. You know, I'm professor, this. I'm senator, this. I'm the whatever, the lawmaker, this is the problem we have. You know, so for me, you see what happened for Nollywood now. Should we not go and blame our government for this one now? Maybe some people might say now, oh, government did not provide health and safety and all that. But what about a producer, or rather the actor that jumped inside a boat? Should I call that? Is that a boat or a canoe? I think I call it a boat, Abi, or canoe. I don't know what I will call it, because there's another reduced name I would have liked to call it. You jumped inside. Nobody put into consideration health and safety. Nobody can do CPR in Nigeria. It's crazy. Everywhere is corrupt. Everybody wants to get their own percentage from anything that you want to do in Nigeria. I'm telling you, everybody wants to get their own percentage. Many of you understand what I'm talking about now. Anything you want to do in Nigeria, as long as you have contacted one person, your own percentage don't do that money. If the money is supposed to be 100,000, have it in mind that you are going to pay at least from 200,000-300,000 naira upwards. Should we blame the government for this now? Our mindset is totally gone. And trust me, if you want us to hope for the next generation or the future prospective generation to come and sort all this out, these guys will be worse. Yes. These guys, because we already have 11 years old, 12 years old, interviewing them that, yes, I prefer do Yahoo than to go to school. I never saw the video flying, you know, some time ago. So Nigeria is thinking about the country is crazy. It's not just the government. We, the people, need to work on ourselves. We need to follow instructions. We need to do the right thing. We need to set good examples. Sometimes I commented on a platform 2 days ago concerning AY. I think we need to discuss that next time here. Concerning AY and his wife leaving each other. Then I commented telling her, because she addressed her husband by baby, my baby father, or my children's father, something like that. And I said, madam, a marriage that you were for the past 20 years or more, you are already addressing your husband Una never divorced legally as the father of your children. Then I went on by saying, listen, madam, you cannot leave your home for another woman to come in to enjoy after you have suffered. I will advise you to go back to your husband and make up with your husband. Live with your husband. Now, so I talk and Risho, I said, they tell una so. 99.9% of people that responded to my message, I've got more than 1,000 response on my message. Now, insult. In fact, the insult is still pouring as we talk. So I can't go buy umbrella. Why I take cover? May the insult not hit me again. The ladies are insulting me. My brother, not be smart, you know. They beat me anyhow. The days have gone. Those days are the how they talk am. That time have passed. Where may believe
God are
that
the days. God are the days.
God are the days. Yes, that made things that we can always apologize to them. We don't need you if you don't need us. Gone are the days. No, let AY go. He's cheated. He's done. We don't need you. This is that. Someone like you can never get married. Now, me that is also. They beat me for the past 3 days. I'm telling you, I'm still trying to massage my body for the beat where they beat me. Just because I say, make this woman go back to your husband, don't leave another woman to come and enjoy the fruit of your labor. They started saying, oh, you think a man can just cheat? And that's it. What about if we cheat? She's not going back. Go up to, are you the father to tell her to go back? I was like, oh my God. Please, make una try go check him. He's on our own page. I commented there. You go see the beat where they beat me there. So you see, this generation or the next generation that you think that we change the whole thing scenario for us are even going to be worse. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm telling you, they are going to be
and most of them there, sorry, most of them does not wish her well.
Yes.
They are just pretending.
They are going to be what they don't, say many married women now, they are very happy now they now have social media in-laws. They prefer the social media in-laws than any other in-laws now. So that is the problem we are facing. I wanted to say yes, sir.
Niger Watch, one of those people commenting, they are looking way to go and hook up with the AYU. All those people will advise the wife make it leave. If you talk to AY in the next few weeks, he go say, look, even the women where they come to me now my wife's friend, former wife, that's what they go tell you. No, women, they say, not I'm not trying to, but that is exactly. They will tell you, leave her, leave, why are you there? The moment you leave, another person go take over. And that person where they tell you leave.
So this was Percy where they never divorced. This woman went on to post a figure 8 shirt on social media. You know, I've talking. I give una tips just now. Waiting they sub for the industry, right? Una never divorced legally. She can't go post picture, to all her figure 8 and the kwakwaza, everything can show. How can you be posting this kind of picture already? You understand? Then, as I talk, and they start to beat me, my people. Make I put this thing, make I see whether I put on for a year. Make una see what I'm talking about, my comments. Me myself, they read my comment over and over again, say, what me can't do? So I be, you get with your science. That was my comment, my people. As you all can see right there. I beg, read it, Augustine. Read my comment. Maybe they don't say I did by yes.
He said, so you are a husband of 20 years in marriage. You are addressing as the father of your children. Listen, madam. Go back to your husband and apologize and live together like ever before. Don't allow another woman come into the home you built for the past 2 decades to reap the fruits of your labor. And don't also end up like many other women who left their husbands and ended up with a married man. I pray God give both of you the grace to love and cherish each other again.
Each other's again. I bet not gonna tell me my wrong.
Each other.
And this is a strong elderly advice.
Mr. Elvis.
Exactly.
Strong elderly advice.
Mr. Elvis, you know where they came after you just because you used that word apologize. You know, I'm not blaming you, but I'm saying this was the word that made them come after you.
No, that is your business.
If you have used go back to your home and reconcile, maybe they know for beat you like that. Sorry about
that. Do you know? Let me say this, please. One more. Let me say this. I know most of us live abroad, Europe, America, everywhere. One thing unique, I must say this, I can stick my neck. 9 out of 10, if not 9.9 out of 10, anybody who must have lived in the UK, the word apologize, I do apologize, is a simple thing. Sorry, I apologize. We don't take it as anything. I'm being honest.
But is anything wrong?
That's what I'm saying.
We don't apologize and keep your husband.
We don't take it as anything. You know, the people, somebody in the US told me that they know people from UK or British people. He said, the moment they say, I'm sorry, say they too apologize. I don't know whether somebody in US told me this.
The truth of the matter,
that is why they regard the Englishman
for me, I can apologize.
The most civilized man in the world. Anybody, even if anything.
Augustine, I can apologize to somebody that offended me for peace to reign.
Listen, I read there's a book about Iniesta. For those that follow football, there's this player, Spanish player called Andreas Iniesta. To me, is the best player I've ever seen. They said Iniesta hardly commit foul. Now you go bring him down. Now you go come to tell you, sorry. Help lift you up. But now you tackle him because he carry ball. They want give Messi, make them go score. You tackle him down, and the referee they show you card. Now he go still they tell you sorry. They apologize. You see, humility is a strength. But in Africa, in Nigeria, we feel that humility, if you are humble, you be mumu.
Yeah.
Not be mumu.
To be honest, Augustine, it's painful. Whenever we drop comment these days, you see these guys, they jump on you. This generation and the next generation are already wishing for all married women to leave their husbands to now start, maybe they sleep with each other as woman to woman and man to man. This is what is going on now. I'm telling you, the word, if you are thinking that the next generation will repair Nigeria or repair the world, all of that is not a joke. Thank you. Let's move on.
It don't happen now.
Okay. They beat me, my brother. They beat me. Oh. They beat me now. What I tell you, now I massage my body every day. They beat me anyhow.
And Nigeria has the largest congregation of church in the world. The largest branch in the world.
Let me take this call quickly. Thank you. Thank you, madam. Love of God is my strength. Thanks for calling in. Please talk to us. 2 minutes. Thank you.
2 minutes. I don't know. I don't go greet to make no vessel. No greeting today. I say you go comment when they do women supporting women. What do you think they go do?
They beat me, mama. Now, in fact, as I tell you so, I want to buy fancy where I want to drink for my headache like this. So.
One of the outside they do women to women, where women supporting women and they are destroying their home. Where can leave that matter? I just want to say something about Leonard and Shore. You see, Leonard and Shore is their problem has been forever. Leonard and some people Shore they came together in America and decided to do this AAC party. It was Shore who started it. Because I know about all these things, so I can tell you for sure. It's Shore Party. Leonard was drafted into it. And what happened is that when we did 2019 election, Leonard went to collect money from Wike. And everybody sold every people under AAC to Wike. He collected a lot of money, dumped the party, and sold it to APC and PDP, which I know about very well. So Leonard is talking rubbish. He doesn't have any right to that party. The gang of breaking Sowore to take it from Sowore is the real owner of that party. So I know that for sure. Today I met Zach Oji, and I met one of the APC where I went to anyway. I met one lady that worked for Tulumbu, and she came to me and said, "Madam, help me, I need a cleaning job." And I said, "Sorry, I don't have enough time, so I have to go. Sorry, I can't help you." I spoke to Zach Oji. Because of my time, I need to go because I don't like going above my time. Thank you. Maybe tomorrow I'll speak about what I... You not
talk about your friend, Buala. How you not talk about your friend?
No, because I really want to talk. I challenge Zach Oji. I really challenge him, and I said, Zach Oji.
May give us that Zach Oji.
So I told him that, why did you vote for Obi? And why did you vote for Tulumbu? Why did you do that? It was very, very wrong of you. He said, Obi is not good. Obi is... I said,
when was this?
I've met people before. Today. I said, even to the girl work for a girl. I saw a lot of things today. I was even shocked. He was brought to London, private jet to London when he was sick.
So you saw him face to face or something?
Yes, face to face. Psychology today. Even the girl that normally carry the Tulumbu's wife's bag. Today I was there. No, let me tell you, something is happening. Let me leave because I've gone tomorrow. Tomorrow, maybe if I have enough time, we'll talk.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma. Thank you, man. Yeah. Now, wow. Anyway, let's move on.
I saw a letter of thanks by Zach Oji to Tinubu family because they saved him recently. They sent him to Western Water treatment. That is where the loyalty comes from. When they don't have anything in their pocket, they become loyal to even people that are their enemies.
The question is if a commoner is sick now, who will come fly and go Lord or go take treatment?
That be the wall. Who know man, they keep on.
Anyway, we hear from other people, man. I appreciate every one of you. I would like to come to Mr. Ike. Mr. Ike, please, if you're there, I'd like you to talk to us. Good evening to you, sir. You have 8 minutes.
Good evening, my brother, and good evening to everybody. To start with, let me start with your Dubai experience. You see, that Dubai experience, if you leave the desert safari, there is another one they call the Ho. That is when they use the big boat and take people around, then you can look around the city.
Exactly. We went on that as well. That one did. I have the video here right now.
Yes. Good. Do you know that you can't get into that boat? Most times you can't get into that boat if you don't have a life jacket.
It's not possible.
As safe as that one is. Do you know that thing is very safe, at least to an extent, it's safe. But if you don't have the life jacket, you won't get into it. This is not like I can swim. I'm a fish. I can swim. No way. You cannot, because that company will be sued if anybody dies on the water. But our own standard is so reduced. Do you know, as I'm talking to you now, people are still getting on boats in Nigeria without life jackets because nothing is enforced. Nothing. It's only multinational companies that are working in Nigeria that enforce it. There was a time we organized the Coca-Cola Island. If you don't have the jacket, you won't even get on the boat. Not even canoe, not even this one that is so risky. You won't get in. So we have reduced the standard. Mr. Jonathan said that Nollywood is overrated. We have reduced the standard of everything in Nigeria, that sometimes when you come out, you ask yourself, how did I survive this? And Nollywood is something that we are projecting will sell Nigeria. Like, Nollywood is projected to sell Nigeria if there is enough investment in it. And that's why they say Nollywood has overtaken Bollywood. After Hollywood, you talk about Nollywood based on the number of films that are churned out and the prospects that are in it. But this is it. Oh, you see the story? You see the story that was told about this This is how we come about some of these movies that you see in Netflix. The standard is so low. I was so angry with both the team, the crew, and the individual actors and actresses. How could you get into a boat? River Niger is as something smaller than an ocean. So you get into a boat without a life jacket? Do you know that you can't be on the water more than 6 p.m.? That's the regulation. But nobody enforces it. You heard that guy saying that they traveled around 10 p.m. You can't even go on the water, even the ones we do in Lagos. You want to go to Takwa Bay, you want to go to all those places. There is a marine police that will never let you be on water after 6 p.m. Nothing is enforced anymore. This is an avoidable death. It's an avoidable death. That this guy got on the boat without a life jacket. Even if there was a collision, what will happen is they could have injury, but the guy will be floating because of life jackets. But he went without a life jacket and he sank. And when I was listening to that guy before you played that, I already watched it before you played that. And the guy was saying all sort of things that he had to do. He had to talk to the spiritual mama and so on. And in his mind, he is thinking that he was the spiritual mama, and all of those money he spread on the water and the Fanta and the one he dashed those small boys, that was what saved him. That's what he could be saying. That if not, he did all of those things, he wouldn't have been saved. And we leave the small housekeeping things that we need to do to survive, and will rely on things that don't even have any basis. I'm unhappy because a precious life has been lost. And do you know that yesterday, 2 people were flung into Third Mainland Bridge because the vehicle they were in, the brake failed, and they ran on the rail, and 2 people were flung into Third Mainland Bridge, and they drowned. That's the Nigeria we are talking about, too. A country that's supposed to be the giant of Africa. I'll leave that. My soul goes out to the family, but it was an avoidable death. It was. Now, to Sowore, you see, when people were telling Peter Obi to go and form a party and leave Labour Party and go and form another party with obedience, I remember the experience that Sowore had. Do you know that they nearly took this party away from Sowore? Sowore went and formed this party, and these big parties sent moles into those parties. That's what they do. They will send moles into any party you form now. If Peter Obi goes to form a party now, they will send moles that will destroy that party. And you will not be struggling to take back your party. You will see people go to court and say they have suspended you. It happened to Kwankwaso now. It happened to Kwankwaso, NNPP that was formed by Kwankwaso. You had another parallel group that said they have suspended Kwankwaso. So that's why I never wanted Obi to go and form any party, because you will even be struggling to take down your party. The big parties would give people money and they will want to suspend you from your party. And that's why I want him to please try and see what they can do to reform Labour Party and continue with that instead of going to another party. But that's not to say I believe in the Nigerian electoral process. So Black Panther has been talking about one salient thing: until we make it a law that the results must be transmitted electronically. If they still leave that electoral law that the INEC chairman has the prerogative to call results anyhow he wants it, we will still not go beyond where we found ourselves this election. So first thing first, we don't put the cart before the horse. First thing first, that electoral law needs to be dusted. The INEC chairman needs to go, and we have somebody that was not appointed by the president before we talk about election in Nigeria. If we don't do all these things, forget it. If you do it 10 times, we will not get any good results. Now, to P2B's boreholes. To P2B's boreholes. It's because P2B has been known as somebody that do charitable things. He's a philanthropist, both in and outside government. That's why I am forgiving him for. Sorry, I'm trying to block this. So that was why.
Okay, I thought you were done.
That was
okay.
Yeah, that was why I was forgiving P2B for doing this, because he's been a philanthropist. That's him. If you know him very well, that's him. But if the reason for the borehole is for political advantage, I tell you, it won't go anywhere. It will. If you see what they did to Jonathan, Jonathan spent all his money going to develop the Almajiri education in the north. You know, one sentence, they just used one sentence. Why will you vote for somebody that urinates standing up? That's all. That's what they used. And everybody worked against him. That's what they say. They say he's an infidel, that he urinates while standing. My former boss, Odimegu, Festus Odimegu, that was the MD of Nigerian Breweries. Festus was made the Director General of Nigerian Population Commission. And Festus came out to say that there hasn't been any credible census in Nigeria because they can't justify how the population in the north is more than the population in the south. They just told Jonathan, if you don't sack him, we won't support you. And that minute, Jonathan sacked Odimegu, Festus Odimegu. Did they support him afterwards? No. So if P2B is doing it because of his charitable lifestyle, please let him continue. But if it is for politics, I don't think anything will change. So what you see, Boala, the one Reno Mekri is saying, do you know Reno Mekri said that P2B has refused to support anything that Tinubu is doing? That the P2B's Arise TV, because you can't send a tweet without putting P2B for it to sell. He is not saying that Arise TV that leans towards P2B, that said that dollar was going to be 2,000, cannot now say that dollar is now 1,100, and so on. So it's a very complex country we are working with. It's a very complex country. And for a seed to germinate, that seed will have to die first. We have to dismantle this particular structure before we can have a new Nigeria. If it is like this, we cannot. I dare you, I say it, I keep saying it, and I continue to say it, that as much as I love Nigeria, if this Nigeria continues the way it is right now, we can't bet a new Nigeria. This seed has to die, and then a fresh one germinate to flourish. Thank you, my brother.
All right. Yes, like I normally say, let's keep hope alive. Our forefathers have tried, they couldn't. We are trying our best. So let's see how it goes. Like I said before, I'll reiterate. 2027, without INEC, Mahmoud Yakubu is not removed, I'm not going to join anybody in campaigning for anything, to be honest. You see everything that Peter Obi is doing right now. For some people think that he's being hypocritical and all that. No, this is just his lifestyle. This is Peter Obi. Peter Obi is somebody that have a pure and wonderful heart. So whatever he's doing, he just wants to see the country works. But it's not enough for him to be allowed to rule in 2027 if INEC is not restructured and the judiciary is not restructured, most especially our constitution. To be honest, yeah, because normally our constitution needs to be restructured or rewritten in case, you know, for any reason, before swearing in a president, the judgment must be passed first. A president cannot be in power while you are still going to court to unseat the president. No, all these are just things that they put in place to frustrate us, you know, and that is what you and I are facing today. So there are so many things that need to be ironed. Some of you might not agree with me. Some of you might be telling us now we should pray. I'm not part of that. Yes, I'm not part of that. We must get things right before 2027. Tinubu is still not yet 1 year in office. If you know Peter Obi is running, although he have not indicated, people are already calling him out again that he should run again in 2027. But for any reason he wants to run again, a lot of things need to be sorted, and that is what we're supposed to be talking about now. Yes. No say if I dey talk for you, some of you are not equipped, believe me, because I not be prophets, I not be pastor. So when a pastor talk and just now, what God cannot do does not exist. Now, now say don't talk. But these things that I've just mentioned needs to be addressed for you to embark on that journey again. If it's not addressed, if it's gonna be say by giving the Northerners borehole, giving them food, now I go airport for 2027. Peter Obi might end up winning it all over again. They will still not give them. It's the truth. Because they don't test her now. They don't test her already. They don't know, say, if we do him again, not say anything to do. He's a quiet man. It's like your child is growing up. The first day, your child carry remote, you try and meet your television. You say, hello, baby, how are you? Don't do that. You know daddy love you. Don't do that. You go look at the way you tell react, go say, okay. The next time, not go take the remote, not tell you, now your head. Now go hit that remote, put your head. Because you don't know what is discipline to teach that child. So the way they treat Peter Obi, they treat Peter Obi like a nobody. Let's say the truth, how it is. So you are telling me these same people not going to treat Peter Obi like that again 2027, right? The way they treat Peter Obi, treat you and I, they treat all of us like nobody. And truly, wait till we be. Wait till we be now. I beg, let's be honest to ourselves. I know most people might not agree with you. Let me come to Mr. Ike. Mr. Ike, God bless you, sir. I'm happy that you mentioned the Dubai trip and all that, you know, going to their sea and the rules and all that. Yes, before I and my family went to that boat cruise in Dubai, the life jackets were properly put on and fitted. And a ticket was properly scrutinized before you go into the boats. You understand? There were guidelines, rules, and regulations that you must follow. It's not just any hard place that you just get up and bala blow, say, yeah, we are done. No, life is not like that. We went to any place where you want to talk. We went to everywhere when we went to Dubai. Everywhere. Mention it, I will show it to you that I was there. Except the only place where you go tell me, say I not go, maybe the local area. We were in one of the best area. One of the best area, I'll leave it like that. We went there, but we took some risk that I vowed, say I'm not going to take again. Now that desert, say never. Watch this. Let me quickly, I'm not going to turn it on because I don't know if the music is playing anyway. Watch this quickly. You can see there. Just hold on. I don't want to show my family. When it gets there, I'm just going to be pausing. Let me, okay. Yes, this is it. Now inside the water be this. You know, you're the entire water in here, a country where there's no law, no government, no rules. The people themselves cannot as well walk and think from their head. This was the boat cruise. Let me see if I play music here. Okay, no water here. You can see? So, we were on a boat cruise. You see, everything's safe. Everything, divers, they will side there with the same ship with everybody. In case, even though everybody have a life jacket. Now only Nigeria, anything they happen, we go make mistake, we go blame government. Government go make mistake, we go still blame ourselves. See, the whole thing is it's just confusing, man. The whole thing in the country is confusing. It's crazy. It's really, really crazy. We can't continue like this. See now, Junior Pope is gone. He's gone. That's why I said I'm not the kind of person that blame the dead, but I'm showing my own experience for you guys to learn that don't rush to take decisions when you are being excited or on anything. Life shouldn't be like that. So at the end of the day, it shouldn't be like that. So that is it. I would just like to take it off right now. Let me see if I can forward it. That was it. This is Dubai. You can see everything right there. You know. Check it. Check it. Our country can be better than this.
And my brother, I can't even believe that. I can't even believe that somebody had that emergency and they took him to the shrine first.
They take and go shrine first. They take and go shrine. Look. You know, look everywhere is beautiful.
So what is shrine prescribed now? Which emergency treatment?
That's what they did. I take and go shrine. Where they'll take and go hospital, nobody can do CPR. All of the day, social media, they discuss rubbish. Rubbish. Like I said before, I can do other stuff, useless things that many people are doing with their platform. I can do it. Now, where we come down be this. I can do many things that people are doing on their platform to make more money. But I choose to speak about the things that is affecting us in our country with my platform. I use all my platform to do this. All of them. I could also choose to use only one Naija Watch to talk about politics. I use the rest for something like no. I'm streaming from all of them talking about only politics. How Nigeria can be better. And some people will still come here, they insult us. Say we don't get what they do. We don't have better things to do with our time. It's crazy. Look now, somebody does still die now, right? So do we, as somebody asked earlier on, do we need to learn after somebody does die? That is the question. Even though I know people will still not learn after somebody does die. So it's crazy, man. It's really crazy. I like us to move on. That pay me, man.
And then another thing they do is the tires are not inflated to maximum.
Exactly. That's what he said. But for me,
so that you won't have
upon all this explanation, I still not trust them. That be my problem. As they explain rich, I was still having issue with them. Say, I'm not going to trust to that. You understand? It was terrible.
But everybody cannot be Nigerian politicians.
Think about in pounds, not be that in 9 pounds in the think about. Nothing else.
Then, Mr. Elvis, if this one scared you, then that means you wouldn't have been able to jump out from the aircraft. There is another one that you jump out from the aircraft.
Yeah, the job they go.
If you try that one, and now speak to straight.
Where you say make a job go?
You don't fire me.
You jump out and the parachute will open. You will jump out from there, the parachute will open.
Wait first. Not the look, say I they shout for yes, say I get liver like that. I beg.
You don't get liver.
I tell you.
Now be say foul the sweat, you know, be say feed a cover and foul the sweat.
If you put time for parachute go run, leave am.
Oga Ike, I know they like rough play. I beg. I know you know here where I talk Oga Ike, and they beat me for Instagram just because I comment for AY wife this thing. Beat when they beat me, I'm still recovering right now. They say make I go the jump for parachute. Where? Who send me go there?
You want make them go do when they put out the fan. Hey, wake up now, you there alive.
I beg, but I not carry me go where I don't know. I beg. Thank you, my wonderful people. I beg, I'll leave the platform for you guys to manage another 40 minutes so that we can round up. You can talk within yourselves. Thank you so much, my wonderful people. God bless you. You know, I can see our people right there with us joining us. God bless you.
Who is new in the channel now? Who is new?
Tone for comment section say you say make I stop boasting. Say if na me I go fear past Naija Watch. Not lie. I don't go fear. I know they fear like that too. I know say one day be one day person go leave, but
Naija Watch get pounds where they expect.
Naija Watch in mind the day somewhere because he go first talk say, so all those things why I keep
all those pounds waiting for bank, I'll just leave and go like that.
and they no handover properly. And
no handover letter at all.
No. Might tell you something. Wait till they fear me. You not supposed know why I bring this thing come at the initial stage. I said I was there with my own entire family.
Yeah,
that was a risk. I said I don't go there. Give now only me. I don't go to fear.
But as the thing come pan out, only you come the rake.
Not be only me, now because now my voice high pass. It not be only me.
I know saying children will tell her, Daddy, stop shouting now. We are enjoying
No, listen. We get where we reach, We get where we reach. You see this place, so make I put out this place, so now whether they take break be this, now be this. As we reach here, normally you take break, you come out, you stretch your leg, then they continue with another journey. Make we continue. My children say lie, we not know your revise, they go back. And whereas you cannot go back because where we they go, there's another fun way they wait for us for that side. Now that side, all those kind of horse and every life band, everything, they back of the other side. I don't know whether you understand. People.
So you didn't get to that place. You didn't get to that place.
We have to go to that place because the driver refused. Say no, that we will lose our money because there are more fun waiting for us. So from here after we don't rest, you have to tight your teeth to continue this journey. You just said that waiting easy.
It's fun. It's fun.
It's fun. But I was scared.
But let me tell you something, Dr. CM. 1 minute. But go and check in the record whether there have been any fatalities since they've been doing that thing. Nobody has fallen out of the car.
That's what the driver said.
That's the safety thing. Nobody.
It's true.
There has never been
hang on, guys. Can I just add something? People that are saying that this is easy, it looks easy because of the person holding the camera. I remember when I went there with all my big chest as a military man, say this was not shaking. When the thing starts, I say,
see where we are past.
There was an American, my American friend on my side. I mean, she's temporarily lost it. She was screaming, "Stop this bloody car! I'm gonna jump out." See, that thing is not for the weak-hearted because when you just see it like that, you think it's easy. That thing is scary. In fact. But I've gone.
God go bless your God too. No, that is a joke I did for you.
I've gone now.
Hold on. I've gone skydiving before. Skydiving is even better.
Before God go bless them, everybody will go and they shout like you shout.
No. You know what?
Shout. The person.
How many people you don't see record that we hear their voice?
My American friend that was by me. In fact, when we stopped, he was throwing up.
God bless you.
The guy was
God
throwing
bless
up.
you. Listen.
My family were throwing up. Scary.
My family were throwing up. Even me when I say shout, not throw up. I be mad.
Now skydiving you go where they throw up. I be man now.
Can I dare you to go to this holiday next year?
Don't worry, when I go video around.
Because at least if I go, I not go shout because I go tell you, I go show you.
Now you don't go now. We don't know your record.
Yeah, you go speak Igbo. Now Igbo self you can speak.
Oga Tuna, God will bless you.
Oga Tuna, I don't know why they support this man. One tear apart this night.
Listen,
I've been there. It's my experience. I've been there. That thing is crazy. Man.
You be the deceive yourself because I they shout for you. Live another day like that too. Forget that too.
I'm gonna leave the pounds now. We're not feeling that money like that now. We'll spend that rich up way.
What are you saying?
And again, Elvis, you see those 4x4, they put some special shock absorbers for the extra effect, you know.
It must be a very special car.
Yeah, but they put some. They even further put some special shocks absorber to achieve.
No, that's what the guy, the driver told me. The guy that normally take people there, he said when you buy the Land Cruiser, you take it to a place they'll now reinforce it.
See, Madam Luke, make Madam Luke no annoy me because I go just book all day now. Make all of us go.
Madam Luke go jump through the window, come out.
Madam Luke, they talk.
Whippy guys, what do you mean whippy guys?
If Madam Luke go there, like she go fear pass. Not like you leave Madam Luke.
Now she go fear pass. I know now.
Now she go. She will the shot Osalo boy. Madam Rita cannot go places like that now.
No, Madam Rita not to do that kind of thing.
Madam Rita no fit. Even if he deny him, we know.
You guys are so funny.
You want make him miss that black soup.
Exactly. She don't fit try him. Madam Rita not fit try him.
I would try it. I would try it because I would try it. I would try it because I've done skydiving 10,000 feet up. You know, but I will not do that again. Yeah.
You do skydiving?
I have the videos and pictures, you know. If I want to
share. Why
do you want to know? It's not only for my eyes and maybe a few people. I've done it before.
Now this man when they shout for a side moto now, because I know say you don't go shout too much.
So how we go take believe you now? How we go take
Dr. CM.
Yeah, thank you.
But you know what? Because I cannot swim, so I don't take risk with anything that has to do with water, you know, stuff. Even the Niagara Falls, there's a part where they say the Lady of the Mist, where you actually go inside the fall. Everybody, I mean, you have there's life jacket and everything, there's safety. But I have never done it since I've been in this country.
Madam Rita, do you realize that this earth we live, 70% or 75% is water? You need to know how to swim.
I need to know how to swim. That's very predominant with Black people. Can somebody teach me how to swim? But that's the dune that you went to, Mr. Elvis. I think I can try that. I have the heart for that.
You know they're for UK now, so there are some very good swimming instructors, but it's a skill to
it is a skill that must be learned, you know, by and in the United States, I think statistics of people who have drowned are usually Black adults. So you know there was a campaign one time. Black people don't want to swim.
Black people are water. There's something way there for our foundation.
Yes,
we don't like water.
No, the new generation. Now the old generation, no. The new generation, they swim well.
I remember one of my friends. He had when he had his first boy. So the neighbors were telling him they should start going on swimming lesson in I think the boy was 8 months dead. He said, I can see that your village people have sent me to drown my boy, my only boy. Do you know how long? We are all just laughing.
No, I think it depends on where we come from. Like those of us that are from
Riverine area.
Riverine area, like those people from Delta and what do you call it? These rivers and all that. Those they don't play with it. They swim. They all swim. But those of us that are from where the landscape where there's no water, like a do, you know, places like middle belt. There's no water. We have no experience, no past experience. You know, we can never get used to it. Like in Holland, for instance,
there's no culture in Nigeria that will make us.
Nationality.
Prince, that brings me to this question. Why be say Ijogo say we and Watana the same, but they know they go Olympics, go win something? Huh?
Dr. CM, they actually mean something deeper than Olympics when they say that.
No, okay. Now what I'm saying,
they are swimming. They're not swimming to go and get an Olympic medal. They're not interested in that.
CM, let me address that.
Because there's no empowerment. There's no empowerment in that area to empower them. If the government is serious, I think they will do better than every other.
There's no policy to guide this thing now, to push it.
There's no good policy, no empowerment in that area.
There's a difference between being a swimmer in the Olympic and being a diver. The Ijaw people they can dive very, very deep. It's just like people in the what's this part of the world and all that. They can dive very,
like
very
the
deep.
Hawaiians.
Yeah, Yeah, that
very
area
well,
and all that. Yeah, they can go very, very deep with no equipment at all. You see, they're even saying that maybe some of them over time they adapted to holding their breath and all that. That is how Ijaw people are and all that. Well, if it's diving, they are very, very good. But being swimming in a straight line, linear and be fast is a different skill altogether. You know, but
yeah, I think that's why they actually need.
I think you are right. You are right there. You're right there.
It's true because
just like Blampata said, that's why they actually need the training. You know, if they are trained, if they are trained,
I know go enter water without jacket too. Said now we.
Lie, God forbid. What are the fans?
You na stone, na big stone you build.
Going back to the military. Yeah? Going back to the. Do you know going back to the military? Back in the days in the academy, every cadet is required to swim and box. Because it was an essential life-saving skill. But you know, right now, all those things, they didn't know they did. Even some naval personnel self, they fear water. You know, saying that juju be that. Making every person know how to swim.
Like yes, now there's no policy. Yes,
so why?
Right.
So why should they commission them? Because it is in their own interest. You could be taken to war or in a very
SPV now.
Which war did they go?
No, what I'm trying to say is that primarily for a naval personnel, your swimming skill and your diving skill supposed to be above average.
Yes, thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Corruption, that is what
I have not talked since, so I have something to say. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
You see, Nigeria are not ready. That people have been saying what is the way forward, what is the way backward. That everybody have been saying. Who are the Nigerians? Is it not me and you that are the Nigerians? What we face today, you know, when people say debut school, Allah. These are these things that we are seeing today are the result of the school that they were built for people to learn something from. Because the Europe or whatever country, you will see that they have unity, they progress, they do this, they do that. They were all taught from the school. So what Nigeria is still facing today, the lies and the enjoyment and whatever, it is what we are taught in that schools that they put before us. Because the practical in that school that time, when you went to school, your miss will tell you, what do they used to call those things? I forgot anyway. They will tell you that bring broom, bring this one, bring that one to school. Who will take them home? The mistress. They will take it and share it between themselves. And they are telling the people to bring something like that, or students, bring it to them. But here, it is not the student or the people that will bring something to the teachers. So the teachers will afford those things for the children to learn from.
I'm confused, Mr. Oduwa. What exactly? How is that related to swimming? I don't get it.
No,
swimming is your personal
responsibility. Madam, hear me. I did not talk of swimming. I said I have not said anything.
He's not talking about swimming. Talking about Nigeria in general.
Oh, okay.
I think he's just giving his.
Talking about since.
Yeah, he said he hasn't spoken since he wants to speak.
So
yes.
So for people to be serious in life, the people that know Bible said, they used to say there is a place called, I said, brought up a child the way he will go. When he grow, he will not depart from it. So all the fallacy schools that we have built that come to teach us lie, who told us that Mogo Park discovered River Niger? Who will tell you that the highest mountain is called Martin Everest? Who will tell you that the mountain in Abuja is called Zuma Rock? So all these things are what led to what we are facing today. If that when these people go to school, the school taught them how to do furniture, or the school taught them how to do bricklaying, the school taught them how to do electrical, the school taught them how to do rewinding, the school taught them how to wash a car. The school taught them how to sew clothes or how to make anything reasonable for life. When these people face those things and their life is no longer going their expectation, they will have the unity to do things great for the country. For those people who talk, they said, America, there is a man in America say, think of what you will do for America, not what America will do for you. Who is he talking about? Is it not the people who live in the country and say, think of what you are going to do for this land that will be great? Peter Obi are doing something now. Both the Northerners, the Southerners, everybody are angry. Why did they do it? For politics? Or why should me? My brother, let everyone do the best he can for the country. In Jeremiah, the Bible, according to the Bible, God said to the Israelites, say, pray for the land that you are living, so that if the land is good, it will also be good for you. So, but if the land is bad, it will also be bad for you. So that is what is written in that place. So let all of us, especially the obedience, how to make sure that people who did not know what they're supposed to do, you will do practical in their front. By the time you are doing practical, when he takes that practical, he knows the value of that practical. Tomorrow, when you are not there, that person will have the mind to do, and he will have the mind to teach others. But what we face that we are suffering from today, especially when an opportunity person who's supposed to employ people as a worker, he will tell them that I open workshop because they did this thing to me when I was learning my own. So I'm going to do likewise, or I will do worse than it. So it led to the failure of that country that we are all seeing today. Whenever you have opportunity to do something, I beg you, do it with parts, thinking that, what am I going to gain from it? You might be able to gain tomorrow of that thing. If you did not gain from it, let another person continue. For those who have traveled, for those who live in what you people call Western world now, you will see that a man, he has heaven and earth, but he doesn't have children, or let me even say child. He will with that thing to the public, which they will say government, he will it to government, but he will it to public, because he did not say, because my father was my uncle is is Jeremiah, my auntie is Angelina. It is Jeremiah and Angelina that need to hold that property. He will give it to those. He will put it in the care of those who really need it, because Angelina has his own, Jeremiah has his own already. But because of our greediness, our wickedness, our attitude, we said, no, these people that need this thing cannot have it. It is we who we inherit it to our own, the one you have. Are you not satisfied with that? No, you can never be satisfied. This is what even leading to with that mindset is what we use to govern the land. That we will be heaping money, and heaping money that even our great-great-grandchildren will not finish. Then we will not send our children to go and learn one language from another place without practical. Then we come back, everybody will be clapping. He's educated. He have a master degree. He have principal degree. He have doctorate degree. Doctor without injection. Doctor that cannot even put syringe in any, cannot even gauge the quantity of medicine you need to give it.
Round up, sir. Round up.
Because I hear, when I hear the bed, so I always.
Yeah, round up. 1 minute.
So this is why let us of all do our best, and if we the obedient can able to help Peter Obi to do more, I will even say let us do more for that, for the North, and however past we are able to do it, so that the benefit of development and good life living will be example for those who will not want to vote for our movement, we now understand the use of our movement. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Odua. Yes, we did actually call you earlier on, but you didn't answer. So that's why we moved on so that they can have the remaining minutes to talk within themselves. Yes, sir.
Mr. Elvis, can I just want to respond to Mr. Odua?
Make it brief, please.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Mr. Odua, what you said is correct. It's very true. You know, talking about entrepreneurship, you said it right. It's what we need in Nigeria. But we must know this. It is not that we don't have it in Nigeria. In fact, we have it a lot in Nigeria. People have been, it is just the fact that it is not government that is taking the lead. It is
implementation.
People send their children in Nigeria. We all know this and we all can attest to this fact. People, Nigerians, send their children, cousins, you know, family members, relatives to go and learn, you know, a mechanic, go and learn a organizer, go and learn one trade or the other, go and learn hairdressing, and so on and so forth. In my own family, we have that. Even the one that went to go in my extended family, the one that went to go and learn how trade is amongst the richest today in the family. But the country is just that the country is not supporting. See, even if people, you know, go out there and learn all kinds of trades and everything, if the system is not supporting them, it's not going to work. Somebody go and learn hairdressing or what they call fashion designing now in Nigeria, and there is no support from the government. No, he can't walk into the bank and say, please borrow me 2 million naira of Nigeria of today. Who born monkey for fire that an ordinary lady that just learn how to sew cloth will just walk into a Nigerian bank and say he wants to borrow 2 million naira? From where? How? So that is the problem that we have. It's not that there are many Nigerians. In fact, there are millions that have learned different kinds of trades, but today they are frustrated. They are the most frustrated people in Nigeria because they are not being supported. So that's just the problem. But we have it in Nigeria. It's not that we don't.
Can I reply? Can I respond to it in 30 seconds?
Okay, quickly, sir.
Okay, thank you. These are what I said. This is why I'm saying something like this. Thank God that you people send that person to go and learn. Let's say it is a family who did not know or who did not have such. But if every of the family decide to donate one naira, that person will be able to open it. We will say the government. Who is the government? Think of what you are the government. I'm the government. Let the family donate together. If that person will not become something.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Can we just Naija Watch? Let me tell Mr. Odua that already.
Okay. Just 30 seconds. Mr. Odua, yes.
It's not practicable. There are things that are not practicable.
Mr. Odua, you see what you are saying is possible, but it cannot be widespread. You can see it one-off. One person like that just succeeded on his own or her own. But for it to be widespread, without government support and involvement, it cannot be.
Thank you. We'll put full stop to that one. Let me come to Ogatun before Madam Rita. Ogatun, it's good to have you on the show. Please talk to us, sir.
Okay, I think it was Dubai that got me in. I got interested.
I beg, don't talk about what make you come. I beg. These politics, they don't drag us back to inside again.
Yeah. Let me come and put my 2 kobo. Anyway, for Bwana.
Dubai, where you shout like say they want to arrest you.
I beg, go and hide yourself. Can you
don't mind that? My brother, man, where they shout, help.
I beg me talk to this man where they pass window the entire year. You where they pass window the entire broadcast, now they talk.
Yeah, you need to go
get liver.
Really, really scary. That thing is really scary. I'm telling you. Anyway, Voila, I will not take him very seriously. He's one of those assault puppies that the APC is just using, to back all over the place. Peter Obi is doing what he's doing. He's just giving them sleepless nights. By the way, people, Peter Obi is coming live on Dr. Damages. So if you've got the time, I do know that the time for your broadcast does not clash with Dr. Damages. I think it's coming likely on Sunday or thereabout. Yeah. So if you've got time, you wanna ask him questions, you might just tune in to the time he comes in, and that will be an opportunity for you to ask him some question and get some further clarity from the man himself. You hear from the man himself. I have 1 or 2 questions personally for him. Right. So Nigeria as it is now, all the APC people and all the Agbado people are high-fiving themselves that the naira is falling and all that, but nobody is asking any question. Why is the naira falling? Is it padding upon padding? How will they be able to sustain this padding? Not for a very long time. There's no economic activity. Nobody should be that, So things will continue, because I've not seen anything that this present administration is doing to improve the lot of the country. The economy of Nigeria is very sick. The people are very sick, not your normal sickness, but hunger sickness. A whole lot of things are happening, and you find out all sorts of illegality happen. Okay, look at, unfortunately, I don't know why you guys have touched about the guy that drowned, that had the boat crash. I mean, how can a sane country, somebody gets drowned, you guys are shooting? The normal thing that is supposed to happen, they need to have life jackets on at all times. There needs to be divers in other boats. None of them happened. Okay, they managed to bring him out. Nobody knows about putting somebody in a recovery position or do CPR. Maybe those simple things would have saved that guy's life. And look at the number of people, sheer number of people that were around him and all that. Nobody had the sense enough to drive people so that there will be fresh air. So everything that wanted to happen, everything wrong that could have happened. And then unfortunately, the young man lost his life, and I understand there are 2 more bodies that have not been recovered. So that's just how it is. See, it's all craziness, left, right, and center. Anything goes. And I'm sure if someone had talked about life jacket, and will say your own tomb yourself, you don't come, you this London person or you this abroad person, we know they are abroad, they'll make you just, but instead they go carry Babalawo. Now there are people, some people are now talking now that they are going to spend 40 million naira to appease one stupid god and all that kind of thing before they bury. I remember when I lost my mom many years ago, because my people are very traditional and all that. They were saying, I said, you know what? All this traditional kind of burial, I'm not having it. I'm burying my mom in a Christian way. We're all Christians and all that. They said they are going to come and stop they're going to interfere with the funeral. I just went to the army barracks there, went to the commanding officer there, introduced myself and all that, and they just got the boys, and they were there. They don't want anybody to come near. And I gave my mom the best farewell that we could have given her, and that was it. So that's just Nigeria for you. The legality and the confusion that we've been seeing is years, is accumulated. So we keep on speaking the truth. I thank God for Niger Watch. I thank God for your platforms that is so fearless. You say it just as it is. It will piss off some people and all that. But Bible says that before the truth will set you free, it will first piss you off and all that. And if you want to accept the truth, you accept the truth. If you want to continue in your lies, you continue with your lies. That's my submission for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ogatun. Thank you. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you. All right. Let me call on Mother Rita. Mother Rita, it's good to have you on the show. Please talk to us.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Elvis, my darling mommy diaspora, Obuta, and greetings to everyone in the panel and the comment section. I think I actually came to when Mr. Elvis was screaming, which was just funny. And I was like, Mr. Elvis, when you are screaming in the midst of younger people, it shows that you are old. That's what it means. There's nothing wrong getting.
Forget that thing. Just forget that thing. Okay, life has no duplicate. Life has no
they think about in pounds for account too. That's what they think about that.
What do they think about?
You know,
another part,
money.
another thing you were saying, you were talking about, I think I heard you say some people were beating you up on social media because you made a comment.
They beat me for Instagram, not be small. They beat me, not be small. If I see them, I see they take fancy because I tell you so, make I take the cover. Margarita, see the comment where they beat me for, my put on for screen. See, tell me where I go wrong for you. Now, AY, now I reply, AY wife, now I reply. I better read them. Read that comment.
I'm sorry, I cannot read. It's too tiny for me. I can't read it now.
Tiny. Okay.
But I'm thinking that one of the reasons why you were probably attacked is possibly because there was an alleged accusation of domestic abuse.
No, I didn't do anything like that. I only said, Madam, don't allow another woman to come and hear it what you are suffered for. Go back to your husband. Is there anything wrong with that?
You're still not getting it, Mr. Elvis. I just said something. There was an alleged accusation of domestic abuse coming from the man.
But how is that my fault? Me, why I say me the
no, listen.
Elvis, I bet where you make that comment, I won't go read them later.
If you go see the
video,
see my comments.
No, whose platform did you? Whose
on
platform
Instagram,
did you make it?
on his wife's page.
Mabel Macon. Is she still answering Mabel Macon?
Yes, her name is Mabel Macon. Yes.
So why she
the number one there? They beat me as I tell you so.
Mr. Elvis.
But Madam Rita, I know they understand the issue.
Can I speak? Or rather, may I speak?
Yeah,
what I'm trying to explain to you, the reason why maybe some people were kind of vicious towards you. I said there was an alleged story of domestic abuse, physical abuse over time. Physical abuse. So when you make a statement like maybe you are doing well, your first paragraph, and they say something about beg, apologize, go back. What is behind the minds of people is like beg and apologize to somebody who was abusive? Like possibly some people have had friends or relatives who have passed on due to physical.
Yes. So you support every married woman to leave their husband because
No. See, I think you're still getting it wrong, Mr. Elvis. You're going back to the cheating. It's not the cheating that I'm talking. It's the physical abuse. That's why people were bashing you. The alleged. Listen, Mr. Elvis. Now it's like Mr. Elvis. No, we gotta learn here.
Okay.
There was
was there any physical abuse? No, they throw rumors.
I just said. Oh my goodness! I'm speaking English. I'm not speaking Greek. I said alleged accusation of domestic abuse coming from the male.
What did me do for his side?
What you did when you said apologize and go back, you had good intentions, but on the receiving end, people who have been reading all sorts of stories, alleged stories about physical abuse on him, and they're coming from that angle. Like, how can you tell her to go back to be continually abused? That's where some people might have been coming from. I'm not in their mind though. So is that abuse part that when these days when anybody hear anything abuse or alleged abuse and then you not tell the person to go back, it sparks up something with people. I'm telling you. So it's not, they're not even looking at the other good parts that you've been saying and advising. Many people read that story like, what's this guy saying? Go back to somebody who was alleged to be abusing her. Like, seriously, they're not even thinking about how behavior, but they just hear abuse. That's why I think people were beating you for. You understand?
Naija Wash. Sorry, Madam Rita. Naija Wash.
Yes, sir.
AY, I think AY has released a letter towards, he has spoken towards all this thing that is happening.
Yes.
But see, in the first place, Mr. Elvis, you asked me a fundamental question. You said, are you advising her to leave her husband just because he cheated? In the first place, do you know it's even dangerous for a man to cheat? Because you might be bringing disease to the woman and damaging
I'm not supporting it at all. It's
I
a
know.
very wrong thing. In any angle you look at it,
Because
in terms of cheating. But what I'm saying is this, the reason why I brought a reference to it today is that in this generation, the women are all advocating for separation. They want all women to become single. Why?
Mr. Elvis, I think that's very wrong. You should take that back. It's not all women that are advocating for women to separate.
Madam, go to my comment section.
Vast majority of women do not any small provocation like this, not divorce. That they
I don't believe so. I don't believe it. Listen,
that is what the world is
leading to. It is not a vast majority. You guys are.
It is a majority now.
Let us be fair. Let us be fair.
It's a majority.
People are getting your information based on what
in America. Yes, majority.
Please, can we? Okay, you guys are convoluting everything. What you just said, Mr. Elvis, I disagree. Because I don't think it's a vast majority of women who are supporting women to leave their union. I don't think so. And like you said, any slight thing, so women are like, saying, oh my God, leave him, forgetting. We had this topic about daddy issues before. Many people who are screaming today, leave, forget him, any little thing as small as even a shout, they'll say, okay, my God, leave. Because a lot of people are traumatized from their experiences, from their mother's experience, from their sister's experience. And that's why you see women are shouting to it. It seems as if women don't want to get married. No, come on, who wants to be lonely? I guess some people want to, some people are comfortable with it, but majority of people want to have somebody who is a companion, because I don't think we were created to be alone.
Madam Rita, sorry to jump.
No, go ahead.
Are you married?
Why are you asking me? You won't marry me? Please, that's not the point of contention. My personal life is not.
No.
I'm not going to answer that question, sir. I'm not going to answer the question.
Get into your personal space.
I know, but I'm not going to answer that question. What I'm saying now is based on what I have seen, experienced, and obviously what I have read, what's going on. So that's why I said that statistics of majority of women these days, they just advise other women to leave their marriage. I don't believe it. And sometimes some situations are more than what you are saying. It's more than. Come on now, let's be frank. It is more than.
Margarita, the situation is that even though we want to agree or not, majority, I repeat, majority for the
I disagree on that.
Our women.
Give me a statistic. Mr. Elvis, give me data. Mr. Elvis, give me data if it's percentage.
No.
If you say 40%, I will say okay, or 50%.
Let me tell you why. Every comment like this, you see 99.9% of women come to lambast on you, telling you that in this is not the old time. You know that this time is the women's time. If you not do any, we leave una. Go and read my comments.
I think many people making that comment that if you look at it, that mostly the Gen Z generation. The Gen Z generations are the ones making that comment, like, it's our time, we're not going to tolerate anything and all that. But a lot of people are traumatized, and that's why they make certain comments.
What is wrong with this comment, for Christ's sake?
Mr. Elvis, you're still not getting it. I said with the stories.
You beat me that day.
Mr. Elvis, I can hear you, sir. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
You see, this issue of men marriage, I think the whole world is sort of changing. We should carefully look at it very well. After I said the question, who are these women always advocating? Look at their status.
Please, I beg your audio again, sir. If you're using a earpiece, your voice is fading off. Maybe you should speak directly.
It's the network that's on my side. Sorry.
Okay.
I asked a question. Who are these women that are always looking for a loophole? Hurriedly, they will not place a judgment. Woman should leave.
Now let's answer it.
You were phasing off, but I think you were saying, who are these women, behind the keyboard? I don't know who the women are, but I can make a guess to say that majority of those women typing, telling her or advising her live, they are from the Gen Z generation. I'm talking about people in their 20s or even early 30s. And many of them, I could say, they are making those decisions or, spitting out those kinds of advice based on what their experiences have been, or somebody who is close to them, or some of them are just going through daddy issues or trauma from childhood of what they saw. So because of the explosion of the internet now, many sorts of trauma that people went through back in the days, in the 70s and 80s, people would not see, but now the internet is there. People are writing their stories. People are making movies out of it. So the awareness is like haywire. So anything close to it now, this Gen Z generations, they are watching these things. They're even seeing these things, and they've seen examples where women have been abused for decades, and some of them even passed on, like God rest her soul, Osinachi, for example. And I was just looking at her. She was, her remembrance, I think it was last week, was a remembrance. I was like, oh my goodness, time has really flown. So when you hear anything abuse, because there were some allegations from what I read, but allegations, the people in it really know what happened. So the allegations of abuse alone, like I'm telling Mr. Elvis, I can bet you that the reason why many of them were beating you up, although they can't beat you, was because they have seen and read a lot of social media, accusations accusing the man of domestic abuse. So how dare you now say go back to somebody who was abusive, even if it might not be true.
Mother Rita, let me tell you another thing. Mona go read all those comments. That's where they talk about me. Some of them say someone like me not go figure wife for my life. Some of them say someone like me, I be an abuser. Some of them say this and all that. Some of them say me not go even see woman will go born for me. You see the mentality of
a lot of people need a hug. A lot of people are not okay. I'm telling you, a lot of people. So they don't know you.
You are describing somebody that you don't even know. You went to my page. You see, and you don't see my family there. Then you just decided. You see life.
Mr. Elvis.
To be honest, we have a long way to go.
We have a long way. See, there's a lot of stuff going on out there, and not everything you see on social media you believe, because you don't know who you're talking to. And sometimes you have people with fake pictures making comments, but that's not really who they are. So that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes we should read stories well, or sometimes don't even comment, because you'll be beaten up. But this generation, they are so weak that they just believe in going behind the keyboard and disrespecting people. There are a lot of, just like some people will be making a comment in the comment section, and maybe they will say one thing about me, but if they see me in real life, they probably cannot even speak to me on a normal day. But the keyboard saves them. So that's why it's easy for them to people can say all sorts of things, abuse people, disrespect people, and even make some assumption or aspersions on people like they don't know, just because they want to fulfill something. A lot of people are lonely. A lot of people are dealing with a lot of issues beyond the keyboard. So that's... Yeah, go ahead.
If you can allow me to shock you a bit. Recently, we did I did a report on marriages and health. We have to do a report. In that report, we have to investigate and find out the rate at which people marriages that above people of age above 55, those that have survived their marriages to that age. Do you know that 60% of marriage at the age of 55 and above is either separated or divorced or whatever? Just out of 10, 6, 7.
Please, not even up to.
Sorry, could you say that again? I didn't hear the statistics you were saying. The age of 55 above?
At the age of 55 above, marriages at that point is only 3 out of 10 survives.
Look at Alakija now. They are 70s now. So it shouldn't be surprising. The thing is, like I tell you, this generation is different because people are outspoken now. Many of our mothers were not happy in their marriages, but they will not even they will not even explain it to you. Even the fathers too, they were not happy. But this is the age where people speak out now. So we are hearing stories. But
yeah,
so
but
this story seems very new. Like, oh my goodness.
on the incoming generation. It has a large impact, a negative impact on the incoming generation.
Because people are speaking now. People are realizing that they have been traumatized. People are realizing that when they speak out, they become free. That's why to us, when we seem kind of bewildered with all this information. Times are changing because people are outspoken now compared to 40, 50 years ago.
Madam Rita, hold on there.
Yes, sir.
Let me say something.
Men have their stories though, because the way they bring up the man child, that you shouldn't show emotions, you shouldn't like when I was my ex, I know that a whole lot happened. A whole lot did happen. I'm not saying that I'm a saint, because there's nobody that's a saint, but at the end of the day, what people don't realize is that marriage only works when two people are willing to accept and forgive. See, forgiveness is the biggest factor. But any little thing, I know that your besties, your family, and all that, they will come behind you and all that you start talking about divorce immediately and all that, and she will just pack
Let me say something here.
She will begin hook up with her ex and all that. And listen, men, before they just say they've had enough, they see this thing, Elvis, maybe one day we'll talk about it, because the family unit is being eroded, especially in Nigeria.
God bless you, sir. God bless you, sir. Let me make a little contribution. You see, before now, what is put before you is what God has joined together, let no man put asunder. That's what was thrown. That's what was thrown on the face of everybody. But when that's not put, when you have another action that is threatening a life, which is also from God, the person will have to put asunder. But before, they were only telling them what God has joined together, let no man put asunder. So
that's the Christian way, sir. That's the Christian.
That's what I'm trying to explain to you. That's what people lived with. That's why you see people that die in marriages, because they were scared of what people will say, of what the church will say, and then they will say, "Oh, God said whatever God has put together, let no man put asunder," and people die in that marriage. But these days now, anything that had to do with life, if you ever tell anybody to stay and apologize, they will eat you raw. Because when one of the parties die, the other one will continue the life. So it doesn't make any sense you staying in a marriage that can take your life. So if it is cheating, that could be tolerated a little bit. You can reconcile it. But when it comes to physical abuse, nobody will tolerate it. Because when that woman dies, or when the man dies, the other one life will go on for the other one. So now that Madam Rita is saying there was an alleged report of physical abuse, Mr. Elvis, if you have ever heard about this story of alleged physical abuse, probably you wouldn't have made that comment. But maybe you thought it was only cheating.
Can I say what I've heard?
Thank you very much, sir.
Can I say what I've heard from the source?
Can I just add a bit
Can I
to
say
this?
what I've heard from the source?
Black Panther, just hold on for a bit.
Wait.
What is the rush?
1 second, I beg. 1 second,
okay,
please.
Go ahead.
You see, a lot of people want to damage a home. The family is under attack. And I want to say here, it is not anything like alleged. There were no physical attack on this woman. And she had never confessed that there was a physical attack. Let nobody come and get under physical attack and come and do anything. There was no physical attack. Even the man has spoken. The woman has spoken. Both of them have spoken. There was not like physical attack.
That's why it said alleged. So all over my dear brother.
No, let us remove the alleged. There was no physical attack.
People due to alleged information.
How can they be judging through to allege? Is that
good? Internet in-laws. You don't understand.
Hold on. Hold on now, please, sir. As long as both of them don't talk, none of them have mentioned that area at all. So the alleged should be thrown away. Nobody should use it in any platform at all. Because at the end of the day, it's becoming even more problem. You know,
it's a problem now.
Yes, I would say perhaps that was the angle, and that's why you were being beaten. That's
no,
the angle.
Beat me. They don't want to beat me. Nothing else. I don't get what I did.
I think Mr. Otu Naija wanted to say something.
Yeah, let me just add to this. Nigeria Watch, thank you for having me. No, I came late. I apologize for that. And greetings to everyone on the panel, chat, and the viewers. I think the idea that if somebody's life is threatened, obviously you need to seek refuge. You don't want to die. However, there is an element of conflicting, a kind of making it look like the reasons why people are breaking up relationships has anything to do with physical chastisement or violence. Most of the top reasons for divorce is addiction, communication, infidelity, financial problems. Domestic violence comes very low in terms of the reasons why people break up relationships. And it's a little bit disingenuous when you hear some women conflate both, and they make it look like the reason why most marriages are breaking down has much to do with domestic violence. Most of the reasons is because the freedoms that the women perceive, and most of the perception that the women have now is from the narrative they've gotten that they've had a hard life, that somehow the men have had it easy.
I disagree.
Let me finish my point.
What you're saying, sir.
I will substantiate it.
Let him land.
So the idea they've gotten the idea that somehow they've had a harder life than men. But in reality, men have had a tougher life than they have. How many of them are falling from roofs doing work? How many of them are working on nuclear power plants and dying in the race? If you look at the top 10 jobs that are the most dangerous in the world, you don't see women there. If you look at the life, hold on, please. Let me finish my point.
Women die giving birth every day. What are you saying?
Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point. Can I just finish the point so you understand what I'm saying? If you look at life expectancy, in short, in all the nations in the world, men lose their life a lot earlier than women.
Now, woman last pass.
Men lose their life. If you look at the kind of diseases that kill human beings, men are dying at an exponential rate. Because why? Society has created it that way, and it's men that create it that way because they understand for their society to survive, they need to live more hazardous life. But that is the point I'm trying to highlight, that why are women perceiving this stuff now? Because they've been shielded from that other side of the information that men are living even more hazardous lives. And the truth is that the men have done their job so well that the women feel like they can divorce for almost any other reason now. And that is the danger. And if you do that, what is going to happen is that why do you think Andrew Tate is very popular around the world? Because the young men now feel like they are being completely disregarded. Their importance is no longer highlighted anymore. They make it look like they are just boogeymen looking to destroy women's lives. When they give a lot of their hardship. Okay, that man now that goes to work every day and dies because of it, does he quit his wife, say, I'm dying to protect you, let me just run away, I don't need you to survive? Okay. If he does that, society collapse. My point is that there's no balance in the debate. My point is that there's no balance in the debate.
Attack the point. Finish.
There's no balance in the debate. That's my point.
Woman talk. If the woman talk, me, I get something I will say.
Tunaja is carrying us backwards. Please, Tunaja.
No, you don't carry on. Tunaja, you're on point. I support you.
It's fact-based.
Tunaja, you are listen. Let Tunaja abuse majorly. It's not even physical. If somebody can pass on from verbal abuse, do you know that? When you talk about it, he said it is the least part of reason why even
the word abuse. Are you going to disappear from the world?
Tunaja, you are just getting it wrong. You're giving people wrong information.
Human beings, do you disappear from the world because the world abuses
you? Tunaja, women are passing on from giving birth, even being abused while being pregnant. Please don't even go there. Listen, every couple does every couple needs to be kind. Kindness is what every couple would need. Kindness. But a lot of people are pressured that they don't even think about being kind. And then this communication aspect, fine. But that abuse thing, I disagree with you, Mr. Tunaja. Women are abused every day, physically, verbal. In fact, the verbal abuse is even worse than the physical abuse.
Men are abused worse.
Can I talk here?
No, I haven't talked. Nobody can talk, please.
No, okay, talk. Sorry, madam. Talk. Because this year, Madam Rita, talk. I know just come. Make it bring in fact in statistics.
This is the reason why I came in, because I didn't want to do Nigerian topics, so I wanted to come in.
Okay, you are welcome.
Thank you, Mommy Diaspora. I greet you. Happy belated birthday, members of the commentators, the panelists, the viewers, the callers. I greet you shortly.
Look at the greet.
I tell you, don't tell. I did for class since, so I don't go back to school. So men are novice. Mr. Naja was started all this, and he brought that maybe Marcus story. You know, unfortunately, first of all, I need to greet Madam Rita. Madam Rita, my sister.
Good evening, ma.
Good evening. You know, after that, our little this thing 3 weeks ago, I tried to reach out to you, but I don't think you saw my message. But it's okay.
No, because I'm always off. I'm not usually very, present. So I'm off and on because I'm busy with work.
Yeah, it was in the comment section. My sister, but no verse, okay?
No, I'm not the vessel. Everybody know me now. Laugh I did.
Thank you. Okay. But Mr. Naja what brought this topic by going to shook his mouth in Mabel Marcus matter. Let me tell you something about marriage in Nigeria. And then Madam Cover Beba was saying something that so people who are single now should go and drink hemlock. My dear sister, whether you are single, whether you are married, be happy in whatever circumstances you find yourself. Don't you ever, women out there, men out there, because Mr. Naja said something a week ago. Now, if a man is 40 and he's not married and he doesn't have children, he should check himself. You see, these are the kind of things that make people become psychotic. When people look down on them because of their circumstances. You don't know what their psychiatric profile is. You don't know what their experiences are. You don't even know if they're psychologically or medically stable enough to get with a partner. You don't know their circumstances. You don't know what is keeping them single. Everybody needs to be supported in whatever capacity they are. It's not a competition. So going